for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. Moderate to heavy snow over the western portion of the upper peninsula of Michigan. Lake-enhanced snow downwind from Lakes Erie and Ontario tonight into tomorrow. Closer to home, a little cooler today, but above average temperatures continue through Thursday. Very dry conditions through much of the work week. Low-end chances of rain on Friday into the weekend. Winds continue to be breezy every afternoon, with the windiest day being Thursday. Tree pollen remains moderate, dust and dander remain high, so expect high impact to sinus and pulmonary ailments. We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is Range Control with roadblock information for Tuesday, April 15th. Roadblocks are subject to change without notice. Highway 70, Highway 380, Highway 54, Owen Road, Nike Avenue, and War Highway are scheduled to remain open all day.
The remaining chimpanzees that were housed at a former research facility in Alamogordo have found a new home. The final group of 6 chimpanzees recently made their way to Chimp Haven, which is the world's largest chimpanzee sanctuary in northwestern Louisiana. In total, 21 chimps that were used for biomedical research at Alamogordo Primate Facility, located on Holloman Air Force Base, have been brought to the 200-acre sanctuary over the last 11 weeks. The chimps are amongst the oldest and most fragile to ever enter that sanctuary, many in their 50s and 60s. The National Institutes of Health stopped funding biomedical research on chimpanzees in 2015. According to the federal agency's website, all the chimpanzees at the Alamogordo Primate Facility were exposed to various microorganisms, such as hepatitis C and HIV. Coming up on Saturday, April 19th, we're all invited up to Tiburon for something special. I spoke with Terry Ratley.
I am the Vice President of the Tiburon Development Council, and we are involved in planning these events. For Easter, we're going to be celebrating on April 19th because we know that people go to church on Sundays. We're going to have a brunch at 10 a.m. We're going to be serving breakfast burritos, gravy, sausage, and biscuits. There's an Easter egg hunt at noon. And there's a rumor flying around that the Easter Bunny may actually make an appearance for all the children up here. So we are really looking forward to meeting him. And I'm sure the children are really looking forward to stealing his eggs and chasing him around, because that's what they do at that age.
Best of all, this event is free for the whole family. Donations will be accepted. For more information, drop an email to terryratley.tdc@gmail.com. That's Terry Ratley, TerryRatley.TDC@gmail.com. The Earth Day 2025 festivities at the zoo are looking pretty fantastic. I had a conversation with Sarah Moody. She's the education coordinator.
So we're inviting the community to come out to the zoo and celebrate Earth Day, Saturday, April 19th. From 10 to 4 p.m. This year's theme is Our Planet, Our Responsibility. This is encouraging our community to reflect on our shared duty to protect the earth and take meaningful actions towards a sustained future. It's going to be at the zoo. It's free entry, and it's going to be from 10 to 4 on Saturday, April 19th.
Check out the Alameda Park Zoo Facebook page for more details. You're also invited to the Easter egg hunt happening on April 19th at 2:30. That's at the La Luz Agri Market from 1 until 4, 7298 Highway 5470. If you find the golden eggs, you have a chance to win vendor-donated prizes. Pecos Cyber Academy High School is accepting applications for the 2025-26 school year. This is a fully online public charter school free to any student in the state of New Mexico. For more information, contact Principal June Bowles at 575-415-8350 or check out the website pecosca.us. If you're looking for a weekend getaway and a way to explore the region and maybe learn a little history, pencil in attending the annual Smoky Bears Day event in Capitan, May 2nd and 3rd. 2 days of family-friendly events feature a parade, a firefighter challenge, cornhole tournaments, and presentations inside the museum. Schools and families are encouraged to bring students of all ages to meet Smoky and learn about wildfire prevention, firefighting, natural resource conservation, wildlife, watershed protection, and reforestation.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Smoky Bear Days began in 2004 as a celebration of Smoky's birthday. Well, today is Tuesday. That means we get an introspection from Pastor Johnny Walker.
This is Johnny Walker with this week's introspection. Throughout history, those who dare to challenge the status quo have faced immense criticism. But it is precisely in the face of adversity that true progress is born. In our communities, there are individuals who decided to stand up and take action against the injustices that plague our streets. These brave souls refuse to sit idly by while our neighborhoods suffer. Yet inevitably, critics will emerge to suppress their efforts. They will mock their ambitions, question their intents, and attempt to discourage them from noble cause. But I implore you, do not be disheartened by the cynics. For within their criticism lies an opportunity. Use them as fuel, as motivation to continue pushing forward. Even when it seems like an uphill battle, embrace their doubts, for they are a testament to the significance of your actions. While it may be easier to shy away from controversy, we remember that progress only comes to those who dare to defy the odds. We must not fear the critics. Instead, let their words strengthen our resolve. Let their skepticism fuel our determination to prove them wrong. We have so much to gain from our collective push for change, the betterment of our communities, the transformation of lives, and the creation of a brighter future for us all. Every effort, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, has the power to make a difference. Remember, it is those who choose to stay silent and do nothing that will ultimately face the harshest criticism. The very individuals who dare to criticize the community for standing by and doing nothing. We are not those people. Let us be the ones who rise above the critics, who rise above the doubt, and who rise as champions of progress. Together, we can create a future that is brighter and more equitable for all. Let us stand united, unwavering in our pursuit of justice and change. This is Johnny Walker. This has been this week's Introspective. We'll see you again next Tuesday on Crazy Radio.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
From basic to advanced computer repairs, it's Galactic Geeks PC Repair.com. Local business owned and operated by Greg Gutierrez. Available for on-site work from 9 to 6 daily. Installations, upgrades, even virus repair. For information, email Greg at GalacticGeeksPCRepair.com. Google IT support, professionally certified.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
We've all felt left out. And for people who move to this country, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
61-year-old Roderick Bitsilli of Shiprock has been sentenced to just over 6 years in prison for sexually abusing 2 children. He's also subject to 15 years of supervised release upon completing his 75-month sentence. Bitsilli admitted to engaging in sexual contact with the first Jane Doe, a child under the age of 12, between February and August of 2014. He also pled guilty to charges involving a second Jane Doe, also under the age of 12, between September of 2019 and 2020. Bitsilli will have to register as a sex offender upon being released from prison. He is an enrolled member of the Navajo Nation. 47-year-old Servanto Castillo Lujan of Santa Fe has been arrested. He's also accused of murdering his wife during an argument. New Mexico State police officers were sent to a home on Saturday afternoon for a reported stabbing. They found 46-year-old Minerva Marquez Dominguez with at least 1 stab wound. First responders attempted life-saving measures, but Dominguez succumbed to her injuries on scene. Dominguez was babysitting at the time when she and her husband got into an argument. That's when Lujan grabbed a knife and stabbed her with a child nearby. Police say Lujan then called a family member and told him he had just killed his wife. He's now facing charges of first-degree murder and child abuse. Tony Gomez shot at a Sunland Park police officer in Santa Teresa on April 1st of 2023. He was sentenced to 3 years in 30-day increments and 5 years probation. Judge Richard Hawkes sentenced Gomez on Friday after he pled guilty. Eric Lopez, the Sunland Park police chief, voiced his frustration and disappointment on what he calls a lenient sentence, saying it should have been anywhere between 5 to 15 years. Instead, it's 3 years in 30-day increments. Jameson R. Wagner has been arrested in connection with the recent arson attacks on a Tesla dealership, as well as the Republican Party of New Mexico headquarters in Albuquerque. Chairwoman Amy Barella spoke with KALH.
I am very grateful to the FBI and the ATF for their hard work in apprehending, and what great evidence that they have to link this gentleman with both crimes.
The arson attack on the Republican Party headquarters caused significant damage, including a burned entrance and extensive smoke damage throughout the office. Graffiti reading ICE equals KKK was also found on the building. The American Library Association says Gen Z and millennials are using public libraries, both in person and digitally, at a higher rate than older generations. Roz Brown has the story.
They're also engaging with poetry, but often not the classics taught in school. Instead, minimalist verses set to music and posted on social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Lauren Camp is New Mexico's current poet laureate.
There's easy access for poetry. There's access through libraries. Libraries are pretty much my favorite place and have been for my whole life.
Camp, the Arab-American daughter of a Jewish Iraqi immigrant, has lived in New Mexico for 30 years. She's the author of 8 poetry collections and New Mexico's second poet laureate. Multiple libraries across the state, including those in Taos, Santa Fe, and Albuquerque, have scheduled poetry readings and other literary events this month. Some research shows that fiction readers often are more empathetic, better able to put themselves in someone else's shoes. Camp says you shouldn't expect to like all poets or poetry, any more than you like all music or all art, but believes finding a handful that you like can enrich your life.
In these very fraught, complicated times, we all need to find more ways of accessing empathy for an other, and I think poetry is a really good way to do that because it narrows down to one experience and one sliver of one experience.
New Mexico has nearly 150 public libraries, according to Felt Maps, including branches and other locations that offer library services. The New Mexico State Library also supports over 100 public and tribal libraries. If you have young kids, Camp recommends the Poetry Out Loud program as a starting point to engage them. I'm Roz Brown reporting.
Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 46 games for New Mexico softball today. That includes Capitan at Mescalero, Chaparral at Deming, Reynosa at Dexter, and Tularosa at Socorro. Wow! Go, Lady Cats! There are 41 games for New Mexico baseball today, including Mescalero at Lordsburg, Mesilla Valley Christian at Capitan, Deming at Chaparral, and Reynosa heads to the New Mexico Military Institute. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, winds gusting as high as 22 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting up to 21. Sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 26. Your high today in the basin, 81. Low tonight at 56. High tomorrow, 86 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny today, winds gusting up to 28 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting up to 26. Sunny tomorrow, winds gusting as high as 30. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 60. Low tonight at 42. High tomorrow, 64 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.